What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? I know everyone is having a legendary day, or at least I know I am. I hope y'all are too. In case y'all don't know, let me just go ahead and show y'all this. Let's take a little walk while we get Jason in here. Of course, your boy went to VIP access to Niners training camp today. Walking around the sexiest stadium in the NFL. We're going to go ahead and get you into a little bit of what I saw at camp. We got definitely a couple interesting things to talk about. Javon Kinlaw, man, he looked good today. That's something I did not expect to see. But before we get started with all that, we, of course, got to remind everybody to help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link is in the description of this video or podcast. Go to seatgiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, and Twitter at Niner Faithful R. To see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. And stay tuned to the end of the show to get your special 10% off a coupon code for season 2 for the Faithful by the Faithful Apparel. Ladies and gentlemen, Faithful of all ages, get the show cracking.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
What's cracking, Jason? How you doing, bro?
What's up, brother? How is it over there at camp today?
You know, it was nice. It was actually a really, really nice day, too. I had to go sit in the bleachers. You know, it did get a little bit warm, but it was like, I think maybe the hottest it got was like 83. You know, so like once I was in the bleachers, it was a nice, beautiful day. Beautiful that I was not able to do. For those who didn't know, I was supposed to go to training camp yesterday. I unfortunately, night before was Bubby's birthday party, and I kind of had to hold down the birthday party for a while and you know, make sure we didn't wait.
What happens if you miss said birthday party?
Yeah, so you know, it was a rough morning for your boy, but so no, it was good to have the first day of camp. You know, the first time I come in camp, be the first day of pads. Let's just not bury the lead here. The fight, I did not see who started it. But yeah, that was a legit, like most camp fights, it's like whatever, you're going to get broken up within like 3 seconds. That was a legit
I heard
fight.
It went on for a minute.
Yeah, it was a legit fight. And they went from, so anybody who's ever been at camp, you have your general admission, section, which is on one side of the field. You know, there's multiple fields. That's the one that it really sucks to be at. We were in the cushy ones, the ones that basically, I mean, y'all saw the pictures. We were watching the O-linemen warm up right in front of us. We watched 11-11s happen right in front of me. Unfortunately, it would have been perfect if we could have gone live then. That would have been the greatest video of all time. They just don't let you take photos.
Yeah, that was during the time when they said no, though, right?
Yeah, that's all during the time. We couldn't even get one-on-ones, which sucked. You know, that would have been really nice to get one-on-ones. One-on-ones were nice today.
So how much time were you actually allowed to film while you were there?
It's the first 6 periods. And I believe each period is like 10 minutes. Practice, it went a little longer today. I know it's normally 2 hours. I think they finally got out of there. I think it was like 2:17. I don't know. Right shortly. What's up, Brian?
Up,
I see you, baby. Shortly, like maybe 45 seconds before camp ended, that's when Frank was coming over to do autographs. So I immediately beelined it to try to, get all that for.
Going back to that fight, so I heard it was Juwan.
Yeah.
But who else? Who was he fighting?
No, so Juwan was later. I did not see who. From what I heard, it was Tay Martin and somebody else. But I mean, they went from one field
Martin's
to
been a
the other.
beast. He's pissing people off because he's going so damn hard.
This was definitely, you felt the intensity of this practice. Like
Yeah.
it was definitely first day. This is real training camp. This is a championship caliber team. The D wasn't backing down. The O was, and because what happened is, I don't see what caused Juwan to get pissed, but something happened because after that first fight, Juwan was out of practice for a while, and then he got put back in, and immediately something happened, and he was going after a DB, and then Huff went and got in between them and reached out his hand. Juwan slapped it away. He reached out his hand again. Juwan slapped it away. He reached out his hand again. Juwan, it was one of those, and then somebody got in between them, and it was clear that Juwan Jennings was trying to chunk him. Yeah, Juwan Jennings was trying to chunk him.
Well,
today.
I think from what I've seen that I know BA was basically calling everybody out before practice, like, hey, if you don't get a white jersey, I'm coming for you. From what I can see, or from what I've heard from reading from other people, Juwan is basically being his sidekick with that when it comes to bringing it like that.
Yeah. It's the one thing, I mean, even Debo, somebody tried to lay a little smack on Debo, a little physical, and Debo put his shoulder into him, and you heard the collision, and it was that's why Debo's Debo moment, and which is, we're used to seeing that for Debo, but this was at, practice.
Yeah.
So it was definitely that type of practice. The receiver room are dogs. Like, we all know what Debo is. We nobody needs to question the dog inside Debo. Brandon Ayuk is clearly shown since last training camp he wants all that smoke. And Juwan Jennings was not backing down from anybody today. Like, Juwan Jennings had to be taken out of practice for people's safety today. Like, it was definitely a physical practice. I would say, except maybe CMC, like Elijah Mitchell was getting pushed to the ground. Like, every time Elijah Mitchell got the ball, he was getting, the thump laid on him and was going to the ground.
Hey,
so it was
out real quick.
Yeah. So we're at currently, I am right now. This is Gate A. For people who've seen the stadium, I'm right by the giant logo. Y'all got to excuse me because I can't step on the logo. I'm trying to go to the Dwight Clark statue. There were people over there when we started the show. That's why I had to go over and touch. But and it's a little windy, so I'm trying not to move the mic too much. But yeah, it was definitely a physical practice today. If you ask me, the player that stood out to me the most, Trey Lance. I thought Trey Lance looked like a starting quarterback today. Now, I'm not saying he should be the start. Let's not go crazy. It's one practice. The first practice in pads. But I heard numbers 9 of 10 for people who care about that. And the one was
pushed it out.
The one incompletion was a throw to Jordan Mason, and he didn't turn his head around. So, and it was might have been one of Trey's best throws, honestly. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the world's famous Dwight Clark catch statue, right by somewhere around there, over in that corner where my seats will be, somewhere in that corner right there, way up top, and then of course there's the Joe
but you
statue.
won't be sitting. Let's be honest.
No. I'm going to be in the concourse, bro. I got to be in the action. Look, if they would let me on the sideline, I'd be on the sideline. That's why one of the things I told my season ticket rep, I said, look, bro, if you can give me a press pass, give me a press pass. I said, I don't need to sit in the press box. I don't want to sit in I would for the experience. Like, I would sit the first half. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let me sit in the press box the first half. Let me get the experience of sitting in the. He laughed. I don't think it's happening, but I said, look, I just want the pressers, bro. That's all I need. Just let me in so I can ask, Kyle my questions and, maybe not players because I might be a little too emotional for that. But yeah, so he laughed. But we're definitely going to be getting some. We'll talk about off air, but there's definitely some perks we could be getting in, and it's about making connections. So I got a season ticket rep. I'm already cool with Nick, So anyway.
So for today's stuff, Purdy was 10 of 15, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Lance was 9 of 11. Darnold was 7 of 9, and then Allen was 1 of 4.
Yeah, I don't see what the hype of is of Brian Allen.
I still think they're trading Trey. That's why he's getting these reps. Because all you're doing is So I still think there's something in the books for trading Trey or Darnold. Somebody's not going to be here.
I mean, okay. Did I see anything like? Did Sam Darnold look fine? Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. But if you asked me, who just off of this one practice, who I would keep, I said and trade. Let's keep the one and compensations even. I'd say let's keep the one that we invested 3 picks in. You know, um, because I think we've said it before. I think Sam Darnold's going to show us why Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. I think he's going to show us. We haven't seen enough of Trey to say that about Trey.
I'm getting a little tired of people already calling him a bust. It's like he hasn't even played 5 games, and in one of those games is fucking a monsoon. I was like, could he be a bust? Sure. But let's actually see him be a bust first before we, anoint him.
See, I think the thing about Trey Lance is what I saw at practice today is he can make all the throws. Like I said, he looked like a starting quarterback today. Honestly, if we brought in a person from Mars today and said, hey, who do you think the starting quarterback should be of this football team? Honestly, they would have said Trey Lance. In my opinion, I think you would walk away saying Trey Lance is the starter. To me, is he going to get enough of the opportunity to show that? Is he gonna get the opportunities to develop? Because there's only one way you could develop. It's the same thing. Why I don't know if you saw John Lynch put out a presser today, but he said ultimately they wanted to get Nick because the idea of Nick Bosa could just walk on a football field and play. I mean, John Lynch kind of put the hush on that by saying, look, we want him in here because you do need time to get ready for a season. It's not about having Nick Bosa week 1 and hey, Nick Bosa's here week 1. We're not necessarily worried about Nick Bosa week 1. We're worried about Nick Bosa week 12. That's what we want Nick Bosa to be the best, and you need camp in order to do that. Ultimately,
so, tell me about Kinlaw. I've heard he's been looking real good so far.
He is so much slimmer, like differently. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just shocking.
Here's the way I see it. Maybe I'm wrong. And I've seen clips of him here and there and stuff like that. Does it not look like he's playing without the weight of the world on his shoulders? Like he's out there actually having fun. He doesn't have to be the number 1 D. Like all that's gone, all that extra pressure. So now he's just out there playing football instead of worrying about, okay, I have to be the man. Every play, everything like that. From what I've seen, he's out there goofing. He's having a good time. So maybe he just needs
because you want to know why, Jason? Because his knee isn't killing him.
That too. Yeah, I'm sure.
How happy would you be just in the physical pain this man must have been, in his own career? Never mind the mental stuff and the failing and let's be real, Javon Kinlaw would love to succeed. So not only the mental frustration of not being able to do what you love to do and you felt like you were put on the earth to do. That's what would hurt me so bad if I lost NFR was to lose the ability to do what I felt like I was put on earth to do. I don't think I'm put on earth to do anything else besides this. So, that's what would hurt the worst. And then so you got the physical ability, and I you just walk by Javon Kinlaw, and he looks like a football player. So I've always felt like it's just about getting him on the field. And I think that's what we're going to see.
Time in the off season to not just rehab, but more actually practicing, working on what he's supposed to. Working on hand stuff, whatever. But it's not just I'm in the weight room getting ready for the next season. Physically, I'm actually working on my skill sets to make me better. So I'm definitely happy to see that for him.
Working on getting my pad, we've all seen it. Besides health, the number 1 problem with Javon Kinlaw has been pad level.
Yep.
And now he's been able to take the reps of working on his pad level instead of just simply saying, "Hey, let me get on the field." Just work on getting on the field. He's been able to, like you said, get the reps on developing his craft. I think. The play that stands out to me, the most play that stands out to me from practice was that Javon Kinlaw split this double team And I mean, he was getting held better than Dallas. And it looked like Nick. I don't want to say like the style but it looked like an edge rusher just coming off the edge. The way he split this double team, it did not look like a play from a. It did not look like a play from a defensive tackle. And I mean, it happened right in front of me. I remember looking at it, and I just saw him immediately split that double team, get held, and still would have, let's be real, made the sack. It's just, but it's practice, so he pulled off and everything. And I was like, I see you, Javon. Like, I had to say that out loud just because I was so fired up for Javon Kinlaw. He made a Drake Jackson. I feel that better than the whole unit. I won't say either unit played well or didn't play well. Like, the D won some, the O won some. But I will say more individual players I felt stood out more today. Javon Kinlaw being one. Drake Jackson had a strip sack on Purdy, which I don't know if Kyle necessarily liked that. But way to go, Drake. I felt like the D-line in general, the quarterbacks were definitely under a lot of pressure today. I just felt like there was very few times, especially with the starting unit, that there was a clean pocket. I didn't feel like the quarterback just had all day to stand back there. Like, they're definitely moving and having to step up and sidearm throw, which I will admit Purdy's greatest throw of the day was definitely eluding pressure and sidearming it and everything. And I was like, okay, that's the Brock Purdy we want to see. Yeah. I believe it was to BA. Matt Price. If Colton Kivitz, which nothing stood out particularly to me, negative or positive about Colton Kivitz today.
Price or Pryor?
Pryor. Sorry, I said Price. I meant Pryor. Matt Pryor. If Colton McKivitz ain't up to the task, Pryor might be something interesting to look at, because it wasn't that he wasn't getting beat. I felt like whoever was going against him just wasn't getting any push. Like, he was just stonewalling him consistently, play after play after play. And I remember, like, it just how I approach practice is I try to look at individual players. Like, I see Debo. Let me watch Debo this route. But I also just like to watch the play and see, okay, what stood out to me. I saw that white jersey flash by the quarterback. Who was he going up against? Oh, okay, he obviously won that rep. And he just constantly, my eye just kept on going to him. And I was like, man, who is it? And I finally saw them. It's very hard to see a lot of the players' numbers because they roll their jersey in their pads.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to either kind of know who they are. Like, very curious to know. Trent was in uniform. I saw him on the sideline, pads, jersey, pants, whole nine, helmet, whole nine. But I did not see him take one single rep today. So that was something that kind of I don't know if it was a bad day. Well, no. Trent doesn't need a rep. But really, honestly, bad side, I know that some people disagreed with some things. I thought Jalen Moore had a bad practice. But the bad thing from the O I took away with is that what I told you my main concern with this team was, if anybody on the O-line goes down, we might have some issues.
How was it at center after Brundle?
Zakel got pushed back a couple times. He was the only one I really saw, and even that was only a couple plays. But like I said, the reason I said that is it just seemed like when Trey and Sam Darnold was back there, that's when the pressure most came. And that's what the few times I saw a clean pocket and you could see a clean play from offense was when Brock Purdy was in there and the starting unit was in there, minus, I'm assuming, Trent Williams. Which I would say definitely the left side did give up more pressure. It felt like the blind side of the quarterback was getting more pressure today.
How was so one of the things I was looking at, and one of the things I've been looking at forward to a lot this camp was tight ends. I heard that from what I've read, Latu not have a good day. He doesn't have a good camp in general, from what I understand.
Nothing stood out to me. So yeah, if you didn't say it out to me, I mean, I don't remember seeing him get a catch or just be like, "Hey, who was that? Oh, that was that too. That's nice. Okay, I see you, baby." Even Brandon Willis, I saw him specifically on one play, watched him, didn't see anything. What's up, Eric? Good to see you, brother. Didn't see anything. Cat Crush 49ers talk. Good to see you.
What's up,
Welcome to the stream,
Carcast?
bro.
Thank you, bro. Carcast, I know,
Nothing.
is another content creator.
What's up, bro? We got to get you on.
Yep.
You
I
know
was in
what?
the stream the other day. He's got good shit. I like his stuff so
I
far. I
was
watched the breakdown.
I was actually thinking maybe we should just start sending the invite link out. Maybe towards the end of the show or something. We'll talk about that. Oh yeah. By the way, before I go any longer, big shout out to Tyler. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you hooking up your boy with these tickets today, and some of the perks we talked about and the things we talked about that Jason and I will talk off air about. Really appreciate you, bro. He said he was going to tune in today, and I told him I'd give him a shout out. So there you go. But it was definitely but that shit totally threw off my train of thought.
We were talking about tight ends before you.
Yeah, tight ends. Nothing stood out to me. I mean, Kittle looked fine. Kittle's doing Kittle things. 11 on 11s.
Anything with Charlie Warner or Ross Dwelly?
No. I didn't even see Charlie Warner take a rep. He was there, but I didn't even see him take a rep. To me, now I could be wrong about this, but the passing game seemed to be hit or miss. The running game looked amazing. The holes were there. CMC, man, CMC might be league MVP, bro. That man just
he's always had the talent, without a doubt. I mean, he's always.
It's just to me, you just notice him. Like every time he touched the ball, it's just there you go. I mean, he had probably I want to say against Fred Warner, it was another great throw by one of the few great throws by Purdy, right over the shoulder, just dripped right there.
All right, Eric, are you a 12 or a Seahawk fan? I'm going to decide that I like you on that answer.
But yeah, that's Jason, bro. You already know how I feel. Thank you for tuning in, bro. But it's yeah. Anyway,
show up in here, man. It's all good.
Yeah. I can't control who comes in here, so I'm not gonna tell anybody. Anyway, so that's probably anyway. But just CMC is definitely you can't miss him. He's on a different level, and I didn't really appreciate it until right now seeing him practice because everybody balls out on game, but that man just has a different practice level.
I've heard all the running backs are looking real good right now, though, in general.
TDP, I didn't see much from him. I heard he did have a good day. The one run I saw from him is I saw the hesitation, but he did hit the hole, and then I saw a little hesitation on where to decide to go after he initially hit the hole. But it was definitely the physicality, which I'm like, okay, well, TDP's never been our burner. TDP, we brought in to be that third down physical back. So I'm okay with that. You hit the hole fast, eventually did make your decision and, dipped your shoulder and got a few more yards. That's all I need from TDP. I'm fine. I'm fine with whatever I saw. There was nothing too bad. Sammy Womack, I felt was up and down. I did not notice Jair Brown on the field. I'm trying to think. Jake Moody, I mean, looks like a kicker. Looks like a kicker. I mean, I didn't see anything that made me think, oh, shit. So that's good. I mean, I don't know really how to evaluate kickers besides did it go through the uprights? Yeah. I will say that red zone was, I want to say it was the move the ball period towards the end of practice was we were settling for field goals, and that's when Jake Moody was getting. Did you hear did Mitch get activated from PUP? Because he was out at practice today, holding.
I have no idea. I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, I was like, because I saw him in practice, and he was in street clothes at the beginning of practice. And then, so I don't know if it happened during practice or what, but when they were doing the move the ball period and kicking field goals, it was Mitch holding.
Yep.
So he had to be activated. Okay, cool. Yeah, so there you go. I hadn't seen anything. I've been off social media news-wise and everything all day just because we had the presentation to do early in the morning, and then they let us wander around the museum for a while.
So how was that with you being the rookie season ticket holder? Were they just like, hey,
it was cool.
This is what you get with it and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it was very basic. I mean, they said there's going to be more benefits. It was just basically like, hey, this is how you add your tickets to your wallet. This is how you're going to scan your tickets to get in the games, and this is how you use the member free food thing. And they basically just explained that. They're like, you'll get a comprehensive email, explaining more benefits that we're going to do for you guys. The flag thingy is chosen at random, but they're like, if you specifically like that's something you really want to do, reach out to your season ticket rep and we'll see what we can do for you guys. And I was like, I don't. They're like, apparently it's a lot of work. They're like, they'll put you to work though. Just be prepared. Like, and the flag's heavy.
What do you have to do to get it?
Just be a season ticket holder, and then they randomly select.
You said they put in like, is there something? Oh, so it's not like you have to hit certain qualifications or anything like that to do it.
No, they didn't really go into too much detail about, but that's not something I'm really tripping about much anyway. I've been on the field before, so but yeah, it was very just basic like that. They had coffee. Apparently there were cinnamon rolls somewhere, but I couldn't find them. I assumed they were all gone by the time because I was talking to my ticket rep right when I got in there. Because he was just talking when I first got in there. They were just like, "Oh, hey, you seem suited and booted." Because obviously I'm on all Niner gear. So I was like, "Yeah, bro, it's legendary day." Just doing my Niner Faithful thing. And they commented on the Kittle shirt, and I was like, "Oh, NinerFaithfulRadio.com/shop." And he was talking to me, and he goes, "You said you got a podcast or a store?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I handed him a business card. And I think when I handed him the business card, that's when it clicked in his head. He was like, "Oh," he goes, "You're Niner Faithful." I was like, "Yeah, that's me. That's me." He goes, "Oh, okay." But yeah, and so I was talking to him most of the morning. So I probably missed out on breakfast, but they had breakfast, VIP. It was definitely I wouldn't say super plush. Like oh my God, they rolled out the red carpet, but it was cool.
Feel welcome.
Yeah, they made me feel welcome. And then, like I said, this is like I told you off air when we were talking off air. I felt like this is the first event I felt like, okay, it was worth it becoming a season ticket holder. And obviously besides going to all the games. And they said there's going to be things that they do. And, like I was saying to you off air, bro, it's all about making connections. And if I feel if enough people know my face, and get to know me in the organization, good things will happen.
It never hurts.
It never hurts, develop a relationship. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
So but overall, in the intensity of camp for what you saw today, give me the overall review on it. Like, everybody, are we in the steps for getting ready for the Raiders?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's nothing I saw today that made me feel like this team wasn't ready for Moody season. Let's go.
Moody's his boy, man. Moody is his boy.
Hey, let's do it. That's what I wanted us to get. But nothing I felt like today that made me think we weren't ready to compete for a championship. Defense looks raw. Fred Warner was out there jawing at everybody. I mean, we heard him. You heard from, boy, I'm out here. I can go all day. I was like, oh, I love you, Bam Bam. I was loud at practice today. This is the type of practice.
When I was watching, I watched the video that you did.
I see you, Debo. No, because I feel like I remember when I was in camp, and the very few little football I played, bro. The dog days, it really does get you. So I felt like
they don't do 2 days anymore, so they don't.
Oh, it's nothing, bro. Like practice is so gentle now. I'm like, I think that, like, maybe not the physicality of it, obviously, but like the conditioning of it. Oh, yeah. You give me a little bit to actually get into better shape, and work out a little bit. I think I can make it through an NFL. Not the physicality of it, like I get my head knocked off, but the conditioning of it. If you give me a little bit of time, I think I can get through it.
Next season,
but no, nothing I felt like that made me think like we weren't a championship caliber team anybody who's going out to the joint practices, I don't know if the Raiders are making them public, but if you're going out there, let us know. Like, maybe you can come live on an NFR or something like that. I'm really curious.
Practice for years now, brother. They don't do
yeah.
like we did.
Oh yeah, they don't. There's no way.
The CBA, what, about 5-6 years now?
Oh, I think that might have been in the CBA when they had the lockout when Alex Smith was here. I think they got that in that CBA. I think they might have gotten into that CBA, bro. It's been a minute. It's definitely.
Yeah.
I know that Frank was still on the team when they were doing 2-a-days, because I remember Frank Gore was famous for only signing at night practices. He would only sign after the second one.
High school shit like that, but they weren't doing it in the NFL for a while, and everybody's like, "What the hell is this, man?"
Yeah, it's nowhere near. John Lynch in his press conference even today made a comment of, he was talking to former coaches and people that they are having out, at Niner practice, and he was saying, I woke up with a knot in my stomach because I knew what this meant. First day of pads. When I played in the NFL, and he goes, it's nowhere near that. Like. He goes, you were going to come back sore back in the day when it was first day of pads. This is really, truthfully, honestly, I wonder if it's really that much different than a normal practice during the season. Honestly. Probably really not much different. More players on the field, but, each player probably gets more reps. But honestly, truthfully, intensity-wise?
Oh, intensity-wise, no.
No. I think nowhere near. The only thing that's real intense about practices now is the fact that it might be, 80, 90, 100 degrees outside. That's what really truly makes training camp hell.
Not to be the Debbie Downer type, but what did you see on the field or just in general that would be a worry? Something.
Definitely the depth of the O-line. I think if any starters go down, I think we might be in serious trouble, bro. I really do. There was, like I said, all day, Sam Darnold and Trey Lance were defelitely under pressure all day. I do not feel like they were.
Is he on right or left side?
I believe Feliciano was right. He looked good. I know for some reps, he was another person who I saw that didn't look all too bad. Now, this is third team, maybe even fourth team, so take it with a grain of salt. Alfredo Gutierrez looked like he definitely doesn't look like a fish out of water anymore. Now could he?
The team, man. I really
now do. Could he stand up in an NFL game? Probably not. But do I think he should trot out for some preseason and week 17 we've wrapped up the division, this means nothing game, and not get our third string quarterback or whoever we have in the game killed? I think he could be competent. I think everybody on that field could play a play in the NFL. Where I think the Niners would get in trouble is if those players had to play significant snaps.
What about Jason Poe? I really haven't heard anything out of him. We're a big fan of Jason Poe in here.
I didn't see him particularly. I saw him at practice. Like, I saw him out there. But I didn't see anything that made him stand out. Like I said, the number one players that stood out to me were Javon Kinlaw, Drake Jackson, Trey Lance, CMC. I believe CMC is going to show up every practice. Drake Greenlaw was solid, but I take away a little bit of that pick just because I'm like, bro, I think you were playing a little bit of a practice hero there. I think you knew that throw was coming, and you played a little bit of practice hero, which fine. He made the play, and he did have to jump up for it. So my bad side
that makes you go where the quarterback's got if these guys know it's coming, someone else should be able to read it as well.
Yeah. So it was definitely, but
we got one from Bryant over here. He's asking about Jack Colito.
Didn't see anything. Particularly, I'll take that back. He had a nice lead block on a TDP run. He had a nice lead block on a TDP run that made me seem. But definitely, my number one takeaway is the passing game. I thought was spotty. At most, I didn't feel like there weren't too many big plays. It was a lot of dump offs, a lot of screens, things of that nature. But the running game looks like it could be the best in the league. Now, I will put the asterisk on that because truly, would he have bounced off that tackle if it was a live, game? Would this player really have been tackled behind the line? Those things are happen. But when you judge it strictly by is the offensive line opening up holes, and are the running backs hitting the right holes and with speed and power? Yes, that definitely came out through practice today. That's something I definitely saw. It was exciting. D made their plays. Huff would. I don't want to. I want to make sure I credit the right person. So I don't know if it was Huff or I don't know if it was Diamador Lenore. I keep on hearing everybody say Huff, but all I saw was the. Oh, okay. Jason's gone. Hold on. Let me see. We're having a little technical difficulty. My bad, y'all. Let me stop moving for a second. Oh, okay. I didn't see Jason hit the. Anyway, sorry, y'all, behind the scenes. Anyway, the offense, the running game would definitely look better. The passing game, I think, is going to be a work in progress. Brandon Ayuk, the Huff play. Huff is showing great range. And I remember definitely, okay, Jason's back. You know what? This is another thing. Yeah, I can hear you, brother. Okay. Can you hear me? We're good?
Yeah, I got you. I had to grab my Xbox headset.
Another thing that jumped out to me today, and I know we had talked about this on the show, Steve Wilkes is going to blitz. I mean, I saw a corner come. I remember one distinctive play that Deshaun Gibson would have sawed Brock Purdy in half if this was a live football game because he crept up, timed the snap perfectly, and made a beeline straight from Brock Purdy. Huff is showing. Huff, I think he's going to be better this year because he's showing a lot more range.
That is scary.
He's showing more range because even if he wasn't the one that broke up the play or anything that I've been telling everybody about, the fact that he was able to get up there and make an effect on the play, that's impressive. And to me,
what we want to see, we want to see those big plays, but just being able to break up any play in general is definitely a plus that we want to see. Like you said, with more range to his game and everything, that's really good.
That's something that I'm really curious to see if that translates over into the season, or if that's just a little bit of we know where the play's going. I'm not gonna. Brandon Ayuk did not stand out to me today. Now, I don't think that's anything like Brandon Ayuk's dominated all camp. Everybody's going to have an off day.
Eric, I'm just curious where you live. I'm actually in the Pacific Northwest. I live down here in Lakewood, down by JBLM. Just curious where you're from.
Yeah, go ahead and drop that in the comments. Y'all can obviously link up. I mean, that's what's up, bro. Look, I've always said this about any opposing fan that's come into our comments, because you're definitely not the first. My boy comes in here and if you look up the definition, the definition of troll, it's going to be a picture of my boy Raul. Yeah, he's the definition of a troll. He lives to be a troll. That's what makes his life worth living, is to be a troll. Love him though. One of my real ride or dies. But
nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
My wife's a Packer fan, so shit.
Yeah, hey. I don't know how you did that, bro. I think my dick will burn off. Anyway, but so that's actually so funny. That's one of the first things I asked Bubby too when we got to talking was, so what's your football team? And she goes, I would dare say anything but 49ers around you. And I said, touche.
Syrup on the north. But gotcha.
Okay. I have no idea where that is, but okay, cool.
It's pretty north of me.
But I've always said this: I'll respect anybody that rocks with their squad. You rock with your squad, bro. I have respect for you. I really, truly do. Now I'll talk shit. I'll talk shit to anybody anyway. That's just part of being a fan. I mean, that just comes with the territory. I've been now. I don't really ever have to face it that much because luckily, except my basketball team, every team I like is a Bay Area team. So I mean, I've gotten a little bit obviously because you have Ace fans, Raider fans, but like it's never been crazy. Like I'm not a fan that lives in like I'm not Jason who lives in the heart of 1 and 2 country, being a diehard Niner fan. Like I've never had to face that type of situation. But yeah, anybody who rocks with their team, I have mad respect for. I respect anybody who really rides with the squad. But
yeah, like I said, and to me, at least up here in Seattle, if you're a 12, I don't fuck with you. But if you're a Seahawk fan, I can mess with you. You know what I mean? It's just because to me, there's a complete difference between a 12 and a Seahawk fan. So.
Oh, I understand that. Like to me, I always tell people like this. Using Niners for example, I've always told people this. Look, anybody, if you put a gun to their head and they say, and you ask them, what is your football team? And they say Niners. I have a hard time calling that person a Niner, not a Niner fan. You feel me? Like that. To me, if somebody puts a gun to your head and says, who's your favorite football team? And you say Niners without hesitation, you are a 49er fan in my book. Now, does that mean you're a faithful? No, because I know people that have Niner tattoos that won't even be able to tell you who, any player besides Debo. I don't.
Yeah.
Bro, there's people that we've seen at the tailgate that I didn't necessarily introduce you to. That I promise you don't know nothing about football. They just want to show up, get drunk, and scream, and yell when we score a touchdown. Like.
Which, to be fair, is a good time.
Yeah, which to be fair, it's a great time. But time of your life. But do those people get to be on the same tier as Jason and I? No. You are not a faithful, bro. Like, that's different. So I can understand.
Roberto in the house. How's it doing, brother?
Oh, Roberto, there you go, baby. Roberto, definitely a faithful. He's certified. He's got the card. He's got his Empire card. But yeah, so no, I'm excited to be back at Niners training camp. I mean, that's the number one takeaway is football's back, babe. Oh, football's back, baby. It's that smelly smell. It smells.
Is it the Hall of Fame game this week?
I believe so. I wanted to ask.
Terrible, but I mean, it's football.
I wanted to ask because I believe John Lynch said he's going to be the one that puts the jacket on Rondé Barber. So, and I think he said this weekend I'm going to be there. And I'm pretty sure he said this weekend. So I believe this is the Hall of Fame introduction weekend.
It is. It's Thursday. He's got the game on this Thursday.
How do we go 42 minutes and 50 seconds without mentioning big props and congratulations to Mr. Roger Craig, high stepper himself, on being a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame, do the right fucking thing, dude.
Hey, I'm not going to congratulate that until the man is in because it is a fucking travesty that he is still not in the Hall. So I'm not going to give them any props until the man is actually in.
Now, I've always said this because if you talk to Niner fans that are slightly older than us, they'll tell you it's the fumble in 91 that's cost him the Hall of Fame. And look, I know Niner fans that feel about Roger Craig the way I do about fucking Kyle fucking Williams. Okay? Like, that man is dead to me. I know, wish ill will on many people, but he is one of the people I wish ill will. I will never get over that. But to me, with Roger Craig, I say, look, yeah, did Roger cost us the chance at the three-peat? Sure. But if you're going to knock him for the fumble in 91, why are you giving him praise for being the first person in NFL in Super Bowl history to rush for to have 3 touchdowns in a Super Bowl in Super Bowl 19? We basically won Super Bowl 19 because of Roger Craig.
Yeah, he was Marshall Faulk and all those guys long before they were.
I don't get it. Like, to me, like, there are definitely players that are in the Hall of Fame right now that I'm like, are they a Hall of Famer? Really? Like, they're a Hall of Famer over Roger Craig, multiple Super Bowl champion. Like I don't. This isn't even me being a Niner fan, because let's be real, I don't watch most of Roger Craig, if any of Roger Craig's career.
Yeah.
It's more just about me being me being passionate about the history of football and To me, Roger Craig, you cannot get too far of telling the story of the 1989ers without mentioning Roger Craig. Sure, you're going to mention Joe first. You're going to mention Ronnie Lott, Roger Craig, Dwight Clark, blah, blah, blah. I shouldn't say blah, blah, blah. But, you're going to mention, some players before Roger Craig. But you cannot talk about the 80s Niners without talking about Roger Craig.
Nope.
Like, I don't want to go on a rant.
He was the workhorse.
I don't want to go on a rant. I don't. But, please, Hall of Fame, make it right. Because I guarantee you, they're going to do like they did with Eddie D, where you're going to see Bill Walsh sign something for Roger Craig. Yeah, he did it with Eddie D. He signed a helmet for him or something, and he said, I always knew it was a matter of time. You well-deserved signed Bill Walsh. And I guarantee you before he died, Bill Walsh left something for Roger Craig. Because Bill Walsh has said that, I think Matt Mayoko thinks that if Bill Walsh was alive, that Bill Walsh would be able to get Roger Craig in the Hall of Fame, because Bill Walsh, if Bill Walsh was alive today, he would still have a lot of pull in the NFL. Still the greatest coach to ever. I'm sorry, anybody who thinks Bill Belichick is the greatest coach, Bill Belichick has not done anything to change the game of football. The reason, offensive football that is today is basically either evolution or pretty much the same offense Bill Walsh ran. Anyway. Anything else? Any other questions? Versus score. Yeah, see? Bryant just coming up with the facts. Just coming up with the facts of Roger Craig. Two-time Super Bowl winner.
Well, the ones I had, so.
All right, no more in the. I don't see any more. High more nights until the preseason. 19. 19 days. No, he said preseason. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. It is 19 days. It is officially 13 days. It's 13 days until the first preseason game.
Yeah,
19 days.
Opening day.
19 days until I get to go to that sexy beast for the first time as the season ticket holder. But who's counting? I'm not counting the days, hours, minutes. Who knows that it's exactly 33 minutes, 3 hours, and 19 days until I'm in Levi Stadium for the first time as a season ticket holder. Oh, it was funny. They actually had the stadium open today, and I tried to get the security guard to let me go up and take a picture, but he wouldn't let me.
Are they still on with the Taylor Swift concert shit?
I have no idea. Yeah, that was insane, bruh. They had TJ. Traffic was.
TJ, Bryant's gonna be at the Broncos game. Y'all should hook up.
Let's meet up, bruh. Definitely. We'll make it happen. We'll go get a. That's the first one, right? That's the first one. Yeah. That's the preseason opener, which is nice, interesting to have the Broncos in there because it was the Broncos who actually played us the first game at Levi's. But people don't count it.
Connection with that team.
Yeah.
So
anytime we play the Broncos, it's always going to be some type of connection, and Kyle's dad's going to be there.
Yeah, it's all it's off that Bill Walsh tree and everything,
Mm-hmm. The Bill Walsh tree is real, but yeah, definitely. Bryant went ahead and added us to a Twitter group, so we have. If you get a lot more Twitter messages now, that's why we went and got added to that group today. Definitely, bro. Now we section 125. I'll be over there. I'm in 408, but I'll roam over to 125. I'll be right in there. That's where we were, bro. That's the section over from where we were.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, we were 126. But
that was a nice section. I ain't gonna lie. If I go back, I want tickets there again.
That's when I went to all the games with Mama Debbie in 2019. That's where we sat.
Wait, row 30, is that the very last one in the corner?
I have no idea. I'll have to look it up. Oh,
he ain't playing. Let's be honest. He ain't playing.
Eric, you don't even know. I got some type of respect for you, and Jason will tell you that's a lot coming from me, considering your football team, because you don't understand my hatred for Russell Wilson. It is unhealthy how much I hate that man. My girl's been through a lot with Niner games. Okay, for only being with me for 2 years, 3 seasons, or let me see, 21, 22, 23. This will be our third season, dealing with each other. she's been through a lot. But the one thing she was not paid for is how much I was hot after the Broncos game, bruh. I was so hot because like we were so close to beat. Oh man, you don't even know. All
It's
game
so
I was Wilson.
Hates Russell Wilson as much as I have for however many years.
No, like it was. I was on his helmet the whole game. Wilson. Just the whole game. Oh, I have an unhealthy amount of hatred for Russell Wilson, which is weird because he's a black quarterback. You'd think I would love him, but yeah, it was. Anyway, by the tunnel. Hey, you know what? That's a great section to be in, bro. That's actually dope. Coming out right by the tunnel. Yeah, bro. I will send you a personal invite. We will meet up at Empire Row. I don't know if you smoke, but if you smoke, we'll smoke a blunt. If you don't smoke, we'll definitely have a beer or something together, bro. We'll do a matter of fact. Why don't we just link up and do a show together or something? We'll talk about it off air.
Do the pregame from the stadium.
That's what we'll do. We'll do the pregame together that day. It's decided. So yeah, we'll meet up and. Brian, what part of California are you located in? I was actually gonna ask you that, but we'll let him go ahead and answer that question, and then I think we'll wrap it up, bro.
Sounds good. We're gonna talk off air.
I'll talk to you later because I gotta go run for the bus.
Gotcha. All right.
You won tickets. What part of Cali are you in? And then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Matter of fact, shout out to the East Coast Red Bull podcast.
Good podcast.
Oh yeah. There you go. Shout out to them. Stockton? Okay, yeah. I got people up in Stockton. Then yeah, any game you come out to, bro, just let me know. I'm gonna obviously be at every one this year. So we'll definitely link up. We'll try to get something. We're trying to figure out how to do the show. Yeah, I'm trying to cross the street, but I don't listen. So I'm a rebel. I'm actually by the parking lot where we parked. Where y'all parked at for the game. Yeah.
Drunk as hell. That's a long ass.
with your boot.
Between my leg being broke and then being drunk as hell, that was one of the longest.
Bruh, Jason. Y'all don't know how bad Jason stabbed that whole weekend out, bro, with the boot and shit, just trying to drag his foot and come along. Oh, bro, it was a hell of a weekend, bro.
It was. I just remember, like, that walk, because you guys had disappeared on me and left me after the game.
Like, where the fuck's Jason at? Oh, bro, it was
terrible walk.
It was a hell of a time. It was a great weekend. We're trying to come out. Like, I'm really trying to convince my girl to allow me to save a little bit more of my check to see if we can get out to Chicago this year, bro. Because we've already talked about how we might have to move, and that's the one place that always comes up with Bubby is, babe, Washington, that's West Coast, that's not too far. Like, you definitely would be able to at least say a Niner game every year.
Yeah, that's like the one benefit of living up here in Seattle that I actually really enjoy.
Yeah, you're guaranteed to at least see one Niner game a year. And it's a lot easier to go to it every year when you know that's the only game you're going to be able to go to.
Well, yeah, and with all the people that come in, it's cool to see everybody come in for that game. So,
yeah, of course.
As much as I loved going down there, it's also cool to have everybody in your house, kind of a thing. So yeah.
It was. Look, I'm not gonna lie. It was definitely a unique, fun experience. For my first time in my life, going to a Niner game. Like, yeah, okay, we went to LA in 2021, but let's be real, that's a fucking Niner home game. Like, that's not real. Yeah, that's not a real, road game. But yeah, it was fun. It was a unique experience. Like, I'm in Denver, banging out this Niner gang, and it was definitely a fun and unique experience. And it was cool to not have it in a city where I had to, be on my toes. You feel me?
Yeah. And
kind of, worry about where I was at and keep my wits about me. Like, you always have to do it no matter what. But it was definitely nice that it wasn't in, Southside Chicago or something like that. Like, it was nice to be in a relatively safe city of Denver. So, All right, brother. Well, we'll see y'all next week. We'll be back to our normal Tuesday time. Anything else, Jason?
No, thanks to everybody who showed up. To especially these guys. Like Bryant,
Yeah.
Carcast showed up. Who else? Somebody else had their own show.
Uh,
It's just those two, I believe. Make sure you
yeah.
jump over to their channels, like and subscribe, and watch theirs ones. And thanks again for
We're
everybody showing up.
we're definitely trying to build a community here. Shit, maybe even one day build a Niner podcast network. That actually be pretty dope. So yeah, definitely go like, subscribe, everybody's channel, support all faithful channels. Right, we're out here. Most of us don't get paid to do what we do. We simply just do this out of the love for the Niners.
This is stress release for me. Like I went on Bryant's channel on Saturday morning. Friday was probably the worst day of work I've had in forever and a half. Like I came home stressed out after like 16 hours. Talked football with those guys for a couple hours. Shit was good after that. So like I said, to me, this is one of the most de-stressing things I do all week long. So I love it.
I think one of the real benefit of doing NFR was now I became like day of the game. I'm still pretty emotional, depending on the game and stuff like that. I am still a diehard fan of this team, but the show has allowed me to remove myself from emotion.
There's another one, David McNiner. Make sure to look up his channel and like and subscribe.
Yeah, good show, good show. I caught one of his last ones. I didn't. Y'all have to forgive me. I'm just gonna let Bryant and everybody know. Y'all have to forgive me. Most of your shows I probably will not catch live, but please don't think just because I didn't comment or I don't catch it live then I'm not watching. I got a million things going on and everything like that. But I try to catch at least a little bit of everybody's show that supports NFR. But yeah, so let's have LFG, baby. LFG. But yeah, anybody going out to camp? Brian, are you coming out to camp? Anybody coming out to camp? Holla at your boy. We'll get together, and I go live after every practice. This just happens to be.
We're both hitting it, man.
Yeah, I know, right? This is. Yeah, I'll just keep talking. This is so weird doing it from this perspective. But yeah, so
when I do the halftime shows.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so weird. Well, it was weird being on Bryant's show, and I'm like, man, I'm used to running the show, and I have to sit here and be quiet and wait my turn and be a good boy. It was fun. I do. You don't know how many people have told me in my life. They're like, you talk a lot. I'm like, that's why I try to do it for a living. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get y'all. Okay. Bro, you should have hit me up. I would have got you tickets. I'm a season ticket holder. I would have got you tickets, no problem. But any type of Niner event, holla at your boy. Like I got you. We'll figure out. Like I told Kim, hey Kim, you just get to California, we'll get you to this Niner game. I have no problem getting people to Niner games. But all right, well, we'll have to set something up for next year then. Yeah, that's it. Jason, we'll catch you next week, bro.
Kim, deuces.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We shall see y'all next week. But before we get out of here, of course, I have to remind everybody, how are we going to do this? Okay, yeah. Help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link will be in the description of this podcast or video. Go to cgiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Follow us on social media. Jason does a bang-up job on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, and Twitter at Niner Faithful R. To see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. And last day of the sale of the promo code to save your 10% off of For the Faithful by the Faithful Season 2 apparel is the New Hope. We shall see y'all next week. We'll be back home in the studio. So hopefully this wasn't too windy and video quality didn't suffer too much. But we shall see y'all next week. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners. Oh, wait. We got 2 comments. Jesus. Oh. Okay, we got it. And Oh, this is so weird. All right, we'll see y'all next week.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
See ya.